Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. I have loaded into Himmelsdorf in my WZ-132 Alpha Tier 9 Chinese light tank in a 357 with some big kids, Tier 10s in there. You know, do you fear loading into a city map in your Scout? Do you wish that there was a lake somewhere on Himmelsdorf that you could go drown yourself because you don't know what to do? Well, never fear. I am here to help you, alright? This is hot Scout in the city, running wild, looking pretty. I will not sing that. What's the point of all that babbling? The point is when you load in to a city map with your Scout, especially now that the Scouts are all the way up to Tier 10 and the team is relying on you to actually do some damage instead of doing just traditional Scout spotting and tracking and such. You've got to find a way to be effective. And the thing about a Scout, and to a large extent mediums as well, with their high rate of fire, their agility, you want to be as annoying as possible. You still want to make your damage, you still want to hit people, but you want to get around, work with your heavies, and be that guy that pops out and hits the other big fat kids in between their shots when they're reloading. So let's see how we do this. I'm going up to the hill. I am certain that there are many people right now watching this who are aghast, right? What's the meta for the light tanks or light-skinned or medium tanks? They're all going to run down to the west side and play on the tracks. Why are you going to the tracks? Why? There's nothing at the tracks that matters right now early in this game, I promise you. It's an encounter mode. It takes forever to cap. So I'm just going to pop here, and that's just one example. I don't get the pen. I don't get the damage, but I'm up there first. I can catch a guy who's just come over. He's moving. His dispersion is large because he's moving. I have an opportunity to pop out there and potentially get some free damage. Now, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to do it again because there's probably a bunch of his friends popping over right about now. Oh, look, there's also an Emil. So had I been sitting there, he may have come around. Now, he just fired. He's not even looking at me. Boom. So I'm watching his turret. I noticed that he fired. But Guido, he's an autoloader. Yes, but the inter-clip reload on that thing is relatively slow. Plus, he wasn't looking at me. He was all excited that he was going to start shooting straight into this E100 that's coming over. So I have a free shot. Be annoying. You've got the agility to do it. I'm going to come out here potentially and get another shot. Nope, I decided not to. Hey, the T10 fired. Just enough, but not quite enough to actually get into his side. And that's another good example. I came out, but I didn't come out too much. Just enough to hit that guy that's closest, or that's first for me to be able to shoot. I don't want to come around the corner completely because those guys will start schwacking me. Now, here comes the cavalry. The big fatties are coming in. I need to work around them. I need to not get in their way, not bump them. For a wonder, the WZ-111 1-4 is allowing me to work with them in here and not pushing me out of the corner. Which is fine. If they had, I'd have found something else to go do. But for now, we're working together in echelon. Hey, look at that. That's something else you'll notice I do. I'm checking 6. I want to know what's going on behind me. Is there enough back there that's going to keep them from rushing around and killing me? If there's not much back there, I may need to fall back a little bit. Checking 6. Adding to my SA and clue bag as much as possible. Okay, that guy fires. I'm waiting for him to fire. I knew he was going to do that. As soon as he fired, I came. As soon as he fired, I came out and I popped him. The T-32 didn't really have quite a shot on me. He's working that whole down spot there. But his own guys are sort of blocking him, and I felt I could get out just enough to shoot him and get back, and that's exactly what happened. Now I'm just waiting for this Maus to come around and get their attention. See if I can get there. Well, I can't go now. The T-32's there, but the T-32 and the T-30 have both fired, and I'll come around and get my shot. Now what happened? The mill actually had enough of my front sprocket there to take a shot. So if I'd actually come out with a little more angle, I might have got away with it, but maybe not. You will take hits doing this, right? It's not going to be a situation, if you play perfectly, then maybe potentially you could not take a hit. But the trick is to conserve hit points as much as possible. Now I'm just waiting for this Maus to come in, and once they all start shooting at him, I've got all kinds of opportunities potentially. Let's see what we got. Just come in there and whack him. T10's on a reload. He just fired at the Maus. He's done. So I do have to worry about the 30 and the 32. Between the two of them, I could be done. He's not really looking at me, is he? So let's see if we can put a shot on him. Nope, it went high, unfortunately, into his turret, and there goes the Maus. So I've got a Maus and an E100 keeping him busy here. I am now just looking for my opportunity to come around and become annoying. Comes that T-30 again. He's not looking at me. Nope, not quite. Hey, look, IS-7 was coming around. So I was just about to decide whether I was going to push in. And if I pushed in, I would probably head to kind of this corner, start working on the Centurion. But I noticed, because I continually check 6, that they are trying to push around with the IS-7. The IS-7 knows that those two are coming, and he's got to do something else. He sees a bunch of relatively small tanks over here. He's going to go try to work on us. So I will react to that. I'll come over, look for his lower plate. There's that pike nose lower plate. Sorry, Pershing, I am in a little bit of in your way right there. Trump train goes down, unfortunately. If I can get a shot. Whoa, WZ hits me. Oh boy. Don't do it, IS-7. Now I'm just sort of wiggling and moving. I am attempting to just make his shot as difficult as possible, and what ends up happening is I eat it with a track. So very fortunate I didn't take the damage. I did have the hit points to give, but good deal. I did not take that damage. There he goes. Looks like our big kids have pushed through. The JT's making a run for it. Excellent. Side armor of a JT. I'm going to have an easy time shooting that thing. The Maus is going to have a little piece of him. E100 is going to have a piece of him. Let's see if I can kill him before he gets away. Lap. Maneuverability, right? So I come around the corner, I track down a guy, or help track down a guy, and now we'll work on the T-32. Looks like we're winning pretty handily. Unicorn's XX is not afraid in his Maus of the T-32, so he's just going after him, so I'll take that opportunity to go right by. The guy's not even really looking at me. He's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do, shoot a hatch or something. Just stop right now. I got plenty of time. Take a shot on him, kill him off. Now I know there's guys down here swinging around. Let's see, you get the pilot. No depression on this tank, so I do have to go a little bit more forward. So I come down, sprint across the alley. Oh, maybe I can get him. Turn around. He's looking at me. He dies. And now pushing in. So there's the Schwartz, the 53-55, and the Leopard. There's one other tank, right? Which is our Hawk 12. Now, where do you suppose he would be? Now, this is something you need to think about. This is clean up on aisle 2 time. I'm just gobbling up as much hit points as I can. So if you're worried about that kind of thing and you're trying to farm hit points, you need to think about it as you are moving. So my intention here is I would love to get a shot on the 53-55, but I figure maybe the object's going to get him. If the object doesn't, I'm going to try to kill that Schwarzpanzer and then move on to the Arty. And then I'm going to move on to where I believe the light tank is. So take a look at the mini-map. Take a look at where our tanks have been, and take one guess on where you believe that Hawk 12 would be. Schwarzpanzer fired. I have some time before he reloads. I'll take him out, and off we go. The Leopard should die here momentarily. Okay, so it's probably pretty obvious by now where that guy is. I suppose he may have snuck around behind us to the southeast corner, potentially, but I don't see how he would have got through all the tanks based on where we are. We're pretty much covering the entire map. So again, it's a situation where if you are worried about trying to maximize hit points, you need to back up your moves, several moves, kind of like playing chess. I had this in the back of my mind. This is where I was going to go once I cleared out the rest of those guys, and I'm just looking for a few more hit points. And if I'm lucky, another kill. Oh, look, there he is. If I had it to do again, I'd have kept moving around the corner. I don't really know why I stopped, other than potentially thinking he might clip me out, but that also probably wasn't going to happen, and I'll end up ramming him right there. So had I just come around, I could have done this maybe a little bit faster. One more kill, so 5 kills, about 4,000 damage. Using a scout in a city, supporting the heavies, being as annoying as possible, it can be done. It can be extremely effective if you're careful and time the shots. Follow up the big boys and just become a complete nuisance to the enemy. I hope this helps somebody. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate your support of the channel, and we will see you.